Hey guys, welcome. It's Marcy, the Cranky Crafter. Well, are we ready for this? We're gonna call this Watercolor Wednesday. Wednesday seems like as good a day as any, and I love a good alliteration, so here we go. I don't know if I'll do them every week, but I will try to keep up, and I'm gonna try to work through the entirety of the book, but I have to tell you, I'm nervous. The artwork is beautiful and I want to do it justice, but a lot of it is also wet on wet, which is quite challenging here, as you know. So I'm a little bit anxious, but here we go. So this book is beautiful. Ink and Wash in the Garden by Camilla Damsbo Bricks, maybe. She has a few other books out as well, and I think a brand new one that's available for pre-order, which is Wildflowers. But I'm kind of following along with Liz over at Buttons for Brains, and she has started with this one. Yeah, Liz, did we start with the hardest one? I don't know, because the other ones are like floral. I think there's 3 in total, maybe. This one, and then there's floral, and then excuse me, wildflowers. I was gonna say water flowers. That's not right. But even the artwork in here is absolutely gorgeous. So, you know, it's like your typical step-by-step kind of book. She gives you like supplies that she likes to use and the colors that she's going to be using. She gives you kind of a little bit of a basic of what some of the processes are, like what the words are. And you know, I make up my own words, so so there's that. She has listed a lot of like the fine liners and stuff that she's used and pencils and whatever, and I'm just using what I have on hand. I have a bajillion fine liners, so I kind of just chose what I thought would work well, and we're going to hope for the best. So this is where we're going to start, and kind of the premise of this book is she like builds on pieces. So like as you'll notice, this first one that we're going to do is a picket fence, like a piece of a picket fence, and then kind of like the purpose of it is then you get the fence down, and then, you know, eventually you'll do a bird, and then the bird will sit on the fence, or the bird will sit on the bird feeder, and you know, that kind of thing, which is great. But we're starting super simple, and I need to clip this down because otherwise the book just goes all willy-nilly. So she gives you a little blurb, you know, about being in the garden, whatever. Materials, pencil and eraser. So I just have just a regular old size 2. No, it's like the density, I think, of the lead. Very common in the United States. A 2. I've got an eraser. I've got kneaded eraser here. You can just use a regular one. I just like to use these on watercolor paper because they're a little bit more gentle when you're using watercolor paper, but use whatever you have. Paper. I've got this sketchbook. It's by B Paper. There's absolutely no information on this. I got it at I got it at my local craft place, basically. But I looked it up. It's 140-pound paper. It's cold press, which, if you don't know, cold press is a little bit more rough textured. Hot press is super smooth. I tend to go with cold press. I think it's just a personal preference. I like the texture in mine, but I guess if you were like a legit artist, maybe you would want hot press because it's super smooth. I can't know. This one is perforated. I don't know that I'll tear any of them out, but that's where we're at. So that's what I'm using. But you don't even have to use a sketchbook. Just use watercolor paper if that's what you have. And then water in a cloth, my palette, which I have all my colors here. I think for this one, I might just use my palette back here to put some brown on. She says a size 7 brush, but you guys know 8 is my favorite. I have a 6 and I have an 8. I do not have a 7. So I'm using the 8. So you see how we're already doing whatever we want. And then the color she chose is Van Dyke Brown. I don't have that color. My watercolors are Renaissance watercolors. I get them through a distributor on Etsy. I like them with maybe one caveat, but we can get into that later. They're professional level paints, but I'm kind of thinking we're either going to go with this sepia or maybe this raw castle, don't even know how to say that, just to kind of match up with what she has, but it's not going to be exact. So let's just kind of swatch out our color first and see what we think. So this first one is going to be the sepia. Wait. Okay, that's nice. And then the next one that I was thinking is the raw Cassell. It's got more of like a purple tint to it. What do we think? I think either of them would be good, but I'm going to go with the raw Cassell just because I can. That's what I have, so that's what we're going to do. I have, what do I have? A 0.05, a 0.1, a 0.3, and a 0.35. Let's see, 0.05. Let's just see. 0.05. That's that one. 0.3. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting sizes down. What did I say? 0.3. That one's definitely thicker. 0.35. Listen, this is the one that Laura sent me from the Half-Ass Crafter, and it's just like some rando brand, and honestly, I love this one. It's like super duper, like robust black. What do I have here? 0.1. So, really, I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to tell the difference between most of these. So, I'm just going to go with my heart and do it like that. All right, let me see if I can get us situated here. You're probably not going to be able to see all of the everything, right? Just because maybe I can, nope. I kind of want this. All right, well, let's just try that. It's not flat. That's the only thing. See there? Because it's resting on the book. But I only have so much space. I'm not magic. So, what do the directions say? We follow the directions part of the time on this channel. Not all the time. Step 1. Let's start out easy. Right. By grabbing your pencil and drawing the boards that point upwards. Shape them almost like a pencil with a flat tip at the end. All right. Now that I've said that, I'm going to attempt to draw on this paper. This is, oh brother, this is going to be something is what it's going to be. I mean, I'm not going to use this whole, I'm not making a fence this whole size. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. All right, let's just go. What am I waiting for? I don't know. And, you know, it probably helps if you just do it like light-handed. I feel like I'm probably not a light-handed writer, but what do I know? I've never really paid attention to that before. My fence, it's guaranteed going to be wonky, just so you know. Okay, one more. But that's what fences are, right? Wonky. Okay, all right. A+. What step? Okay. This is where we're at now. Now draw the horizontal board. It should be a bit wider than the vertical ones, and hide behind the vertical board so it's only partly visible. Great. Great. Good times. Look how much space I have on this side and how much not space on this side. Yep. That's because I'm a professional. That's why. Okay. Do it like this. Yep. Perfect. A+ again. Step 3. Now for the first time in this book, take your 01 fine liner and draw a rough outline on the boards. Keep it fast and make the lines uneven, just like old wood. All right, let's start out seeing if we can follow the directions. Point. Oh, she just says 01. I can't know if that's the same as a 0.1, but we're using this 0.1 because that's what I got out. Do it. What'd she say? I'm doing an outline. Do it fast. Listen, don't rush me. You're not the boss of me. Oh, yep, already got out of the lines there. Geez, you can't even hardly see it. On all of it? On the boards. I'm assuming she means all the boards. These might be long videos. I can't know. All right, now what? Did that. Now you don't need the pencil guidelines anymore, so erase them. All right, if you guys haven't used a kneaded eraser before, it's kind of like Play-Doh. See there? It's kind of like Play-Doh, and you just, oh boy, tear a piece off. And then you kind of knead it, hence the name kneaded eraser. And then you just kind of like go over your pencil lines. You don't really rub it because it's so sticky. The whole thing is that it's supposed to like pick it up, right? I guess. I mean, kind of making that up. I don't really use these very often because, as you know, Fodder Friday is like, get a brush and start going. There's no sketching. Because that's a lot of extra steps. Okay, number 5. this still looks a bit unfinished, so let's get started on some details. Take the 005 fine liner and draw two nails. No, draw nails. Two small uneven ovals on each vertical board where it meets the horizontal board. Okay, well again, we're using this one. All right, just, just some ovals like that. Okay. 6. Now the fun begins, if you say so. Keep the fine liner in your hand and start creating texture on the aged wood. Vary the line length and follow the direction of the boards while moving around the nails. Move your hand fast to avoid overworking this step, and at the top of the vertical board you can add a few cracks for even more character. Yeah, all right. Okay. What'd she say? So this is like supposed to be a thinner one. All right. Let's just go. I changed to 0.05. Don't ask me what that means because I don't really know. But we're basically putting on some sketch lines is what we're doing. Like to make it look like wood. Yep. And she said go fast, so that's what I'm doing. Does that look like wood yet? No, it does. You know it looks just like it. Okay. And, oh, I probably was supposed to do this part first. I don't know. This takes concentration, so I can't, not really talking that much, sorry. And then what'd she say? Put like cracks up here? I don't really know. Yeah, all right. That looks great. All right, what's next? Finally, finish the texture with a 02 fine liner to give a few darker details and a bit of darkness. All right, well, let's switch to our 3 then. 0.3. Not at all anything that she's using, but that's what we have, so that's what we're using. Now, when Liz did this, because she's already done hers, it made it look like the fence had eyeballs. It does. Makes the fence look like it has eyeballs. I guess you just want like some thicker spots. Guys, totally making this all up. I don't know what I'm doing. It's supposed to be like, you know, shadow or something, but Marcia doesn't know how to do that. And what else? Like maybe these things. They're supposed to be like cracks or whatever. Guys, I'm like legit teacher. Yes, I am. Do everything different than me. What do we think about that? Is that good? Yeah? I think so. I think that's... Oh, look, it looks like I gave him noses. All right, that's good. Now what? When you're happy with your sketch, well, that's strong words, but grab your brush and dip it in the brown. Paint the boards wet on dry with plenty of white space. All right. Plenty of white space. Okay, I'm going to put some of this up here. I don't know that you can see it, but all I'm doing is getting my brown that we chose ready to go. So I guess probably start lighter. That's what I'm guessing. lighter. Okay. Do we like that? Because that's where we're starting. Then you just go. Yeah, then you just go. The trick here for me is going to be keeping it wet long enough that I can add color. I'm dipping right back into my actual pan so that I can get concentrated. See, these are already dry. Bugger it all. Now you can see why I'm so nervous about wet on wet, because things dry in like 2.5 seconds. All right. Okay. Let's do the pickets. Pickets. Is she painting over that holes? I guess she is, isn't she? Totally went out of the lines. What I should probably do is one at a time. That's what I should probably do, because this one's probably getting dry already. All right, one more. I don't know. Is this looking remotely like what she did? Oh, for Pete's sake. I didn't really leave too much white, did I? Well, it just means that my fence isn't as worn out maybe as hers. Yeah? What do we think? All right, I'm calling that good. I'm calling it because I can. Here's hers. And here's mine. What do we think? And that's it. Birds are now welcome to land and chill on this beautiful resting place. Okay, look at that little guy. Come on. He's going to be so stinking fun to do. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think that's a go. But I was just going to stamp on here the lesson. Do you guys want to do that? Do you want to be a part of that? I mean, you've seen me stamp before, but here we go. I just have all these letters. What's the lesson called? Picket fence, I think. Maybe it would help if they were right side up. Think I can fit them all on here? I don't know. What comes after C? K. Not really. I mean, D comes after C, but for the purpose of this video, now I need a T. All right, picket. That ain't right. That's a Q. Oh, brother. There, that's that's better. Oh, okay. Where's the, let's see. I wonder if I might have to do two. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I don't have, I'm going to have to do two separate ones because I don't have two C's. So that solves that for us. Let's do it. Is that how you spell picket? Totally is right, but it's looking kind of weird, so I'm checking. Yep. Picket. P-I-C-K-E-T. Why do things always look weird when you spell them out like that? Like, you know, sometimes when you say it over and over, it sounds funny, and then when you, what did I do with my F? F, E, and then when you spell it out, it can look funny too. E, I need another E. Fence. There's that. Okay, and let's put a little date thing on it. What is today? October 13th. Oh no, it's not Friday. Almost got spooky there for a minute. It's not Friday though. Let me make sure I have this right. Because, yeah. Sometimes I don't. Should we put it just down here like this? There. All right, we did it. What do we think? You guys, if you want to follow along, that would be super fun. Liz has a Facebook group for her Buttons for Brains, and you can post it there. Also, I have opened up my community tab on my page, so you can post pictures there too, or, you know, messages or whatever. But I think you can only use that if you're on a mobile device, so like phone, tablet, iPad, you know, that kind of thing. I've not seen how you can use it on the actual computer. So if you know how to do that, then tell me below. But otherwise, I think it's only for mobile. But if you want to join along, come along with us, because it's going to be fun and probably interesting and definitely well above my pay grade. But I'm here for it. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.